Hey everybody, welcome back to God of War. You're not gonna believe this, but the game actually got good. I was only gonna do the first Let's Play, but then I realized that I might have to do another Let's Play because I started to feel bad because I was playing it before and I was just complaining about it. I was complaining about the combat. I was complaining about everything about it because the first part of every game nowadays is boring as shit and terrible. That's just how games are nowadays. They all start bad, and they don't get good until a little bit later on. That's the thing that I've learned about modern games, but I always forget that, is that they all start bad. The first 3 hours of any given game nowadays is not indicative of the complete experience. You really have to sit and let it grow on you. You can't just rush into doing a Let's Play. That's why people do Let's Plays, and it seems like they're just cynical and don't like anything. It's because they want to start doing the Let's Play from the beginning as soon as they open up the game, forgetting that the first part of every game is fucking terrible nowadays. So that's exactly what I did. I was complaining about it and fucking ranting and raving, saying it was a bad game, not giving it enough credit, and I started to feel bad because after the Let's Play was over, I kept playing all night. And I ended up getting really engrossed, and it turns out this game is really good. So I have to do another Let's Play to rectify my mistake, to check myself before I riggedy wreck myself. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot to like about this game, and I just didn't give it enough credit. Although it wasn't my fault, it was the game's fault for starting bad, because that's how every game is nowadays. God of War on the PS4. God of 4 is what they ought to call it. More like God of 4. That's my fucking pun for the day. Every day I got a pun for the day. And I'm fighting the bad guys. I forgot everything that I was going to say. Absolutely everything. Lost my train of thought completely. Gotta fucking throw my axe at these guys. So here's the thing. God damn it, I can't even get a thought straight because I'm getting hit by fireballs. I gotta fight this worm man over here. And this guy. This fucking area is way too big and open. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where all the guys are. I take back everything nice I just said. This game is actually horrible. It's a bad game. It's too big and it's too open. Every game wants to be big and open now. And it just results in me getting lost and not knowing what to do. It's annoying. It's a... God damn it. I'm getting mad now. I'm getting mad because I can't talk and play at the same time. That's the other thing about Let's Plays and why they're all bad and terrible and no one should ever do them. It's impossible to talk and be good at a game. No, every Let's Play that anyone has ever seen, they've said, why does this guy suck at the game? But the guy don't suck at the game. It's just that every guy suck when they're talking at the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Anyone who's ever done a Let's Play knows all about the fact that Let's Plays make you bad at games. Then you fucking post them and people say this guy is bad at the game, and it's like, yeah, I know I'm bad at the game, but it's not my fault. I'm trying to entertain your worthless, ungrateful asses. I can't open this chest. I forgot how to open the chest. I forgot how to do... I guess because I'm in combat right now, I gotta throw my axe at this fucking guy. I don't fucking know what the hell's happening, man. Fuck you. Let me open the chest. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, the story got pretty intriguing. I mean, I guess the story was intriguing enough as it was already. I mean, it is a new chapter in the life and times of Kratos, God of War Johnson. And it was all the, but it started getting into the swing of itself, and I was like, yeah, okay. The combat wasn't very fun at first. I was really frustrated with the clunky combat. But as I played further and I began to get more into the game and I began to unlock more of its features as you get further along in it, you start to realize that if you're playing this game in the mindset that it's an action game, then yeah, it's clunky and annoying and not as good as the old ones. But once you get into the mindset of realizing that this is just a lot more of an RPG than the old games, then you start playing it in the mindset of it being an RPG, and then you start thinking to yourself, hey, this is a pretty good game. Once you start unlocking all the axe upgrades and the armor upgrades, and you start putting the runes in the slots, and you start, playing it like an RPG, and it really opens up about, I want to say 2 to 3 hours into it. You get a boat you get to start rowing around in a boat. They put you in a big lake, and the game opens up, and you can go any direction you want, and you start taking like side missions and mini quests, and start exploring the place and going to little islands and collecting loot and materials to give to the dwarf to upgrade your shit. And that's when it starts to get pretty fun. That's when it gets... And also, I've just generally gotten better at the combat. It's easy to say that the combat sucks when you're just starting out and getting used to it, and it's different from how it used to be, and you suck at it. But it grows on you. After a while, I got a little bit better at the combat, contrary to what you have just seen in that embarrassing spectacle of me running around aimlessly in this area, not knowing whether to shit or wind my watch, head spinning like a rotisserie chicken, getting my butt kicked. That shameful display notwithstanding, I have learned the ins and outs of the combat, and also leveled up and unlocked more moves and techniques, and learned how to parry and block and fight good and all that. And it's actually gotten pretty fun and pretty rewarding, and it's a good old game, and I just wanted to record another Let's Play and make sure that I said that, because I didn't feel like I was giving the game enough credit in the first Let's Play, because, again, in my defense, you just want to play the game and start Let's Playing and showing people the experience from the beginning, not taking into account the fact that every game nowadays has about 4 hours of filler before the actual game starts. That's just the way it is now. That's just the way games are nowadays. You can't just put in a game and play the game. You can't just experience it as it is meant to be experienced. You have to walk for 4 hours before you are deemed worthy of playing the actual game. You have to, like, do homework. You have to pass a test first. You have to hold your fucking surrogate son or daughter's hand and be led through the woods like a blind, retarded person before the game judges you worthy of doing anything fun. Video games. I love them, but I hate them. They're all good and they're all great, but they're all terrible and they're all bad. And you can quote me on that, bitch. What the fuck am I doing? I've just been lost in my own rambling, walking around in circles in this area. Check out the armor I got. I got some blue armor and I got a little red tunic. I leveled it up so I got good defense. I did some side missions, so I'm a little bit overpowered and overleveled, I think, for where I'm supposed to be in the game. But that's good. That's what I like about RPGs. That's what I like to do. I like to go grind and do all the side missions, and I like to get buff and strut my stuff. I like to say to the bad guys, enough's enough. Kick him in the butts. I don't take no guff. Rip him in half. Looks like snuff. Like a snuff film. Violence, carnage and mayhem, murder and blood. Bloodshed. Take my son into the shed and beat him, whip him, spank his butt. I'm an abusive father. And if you think that's bad, well, I got some bad news for you. That's the least of Kratos' sins. You may be playing the wrong game if being a bad father is what turns you off from a protagonist. Protagonist. Pythagorean theory. That's a Greek thing. And speaking of Greek things, I'm Kratos, the god of war. This whole game series is Greek, but not anymore. God of War, not anymore. That's the tagline for this game because he's retired, like in Logan, the film Logan. It's old man Kratos, God of War, not anymore. You ought to put that in the back of the box. You ought to put that on a t-shirt. I'll put that on a t-shirt. I'll hire someone to draw me like an old decrepit Kratos, sell it on a t-shirt with that slogan, and get sued by Sony. And by the way, speaking of Sony, I promise you that there is definitely not a Sony executive holding a gun to my head making me say all these nice things about God of War 4 on the PlayStation 4, subtitled God of 4. I assure you that is not the case. My praise for the game is genuine, and I finally found my way out of here, and now I'm going to climb up this thing and go over here, and, oh, right, you got to throw your axe at these things to get rid of this smoke, because the fog, it's bad, it'll kill you. It'll hurt you. I feel like I'm... Oh God, what have I done? I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. Yeah, you can't take your axe back until you're out of the dead zone there with the fog. I feel like I completely lost the plot and I lost track of myself and I left this area after just wandering in circles and not really exploring it like a smart person, not really getting all of its secrets. So I'm gonna actually try to play like a smart person now and find all the secrets and open the treasure chests in this part of the area. So I believe I saw a locked chest over there, and I'm gonna go back and find it. So the game has these chests that are locked, and there's these switches, and they're kind of like little puzzles. You gotta hit the right switches correctly. So I see one of them. I'm assuming there's usually like 3 that you gotta hit. I don't know what the fuck. But I can knock that thing down from the tree, that's for sure, and I can do that, and I can do whatever I want. You know why I can do whatever I want? Because I'm the God of War. I'm Kratos. I'm Kratos. I'm so... Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, what is happening here? What? Wait a minute. Okay, and I guess I hit this part. No, that didn't work. What the hell is happening here? I'm really starting to hate this 'cause it's strange. I don't even know what to do. It's retarded. I guess I'll always hate video games. I don't know. I give up on that chest. I don't know how to open it. No! Gosh dang darn it, I'm gonna figure it out. Wait. Oh, there is more than one. Okay. Okay. I thought that it was some kind of pattern I had to figure out on this one, but no, turns out there's actually 3 of them. Okay. I'm just gonna go get the other one, and then I'll find the 3rd one, and then I'll open the chest, and then I'll get whatever fun stuff is inside. I don't... There's gotta be another one. There's gotta be 3. Where's the 3rd? Where is the 3rd? Where is it? Ooh. Man, this place is full of stuff. This area is full of kooky shit. I see it. I see the thing. I just gotta figure out how to fucking hit it with my axe. I can't reach it. There we go. Hiya! Ha ha ha. Well, I figured out one chest.
No.
What's in here? What's in here?
That is their matter alone.
Arcane Waistguard. Ooh! What does it look like? You know, cooldown is funny because when it says that your cooldown gets better, it says +5. But you'd think that because the stat is cooldown, that like less cooldown would be better. But it has to say +5 to go with the rest, so it's like more cooldown actually equals less cooldown. You know what I'm saying? Video games sure are kooky and strange and fun and enjoyable, but I'm gonna stick with the belt I already have. That one is worse than what I'm already wearing. And well, yeah, you get the point. Wait a minute. What's over here? Oh. Oh, okay. I figured it out. But first I'm gonna go to my menu. For what reason, I don't remember. Do you have any fucking things you can equip on your bow? No, you don't, you little bastard. Let's see here. This is empty. Go to sockets. Etched Crest of Menace. High perk activation chance to grant a blessing of something runic on any successful parry. I have no idea what any of those words mean, but I'm assuming it's good. Gives me +2 vitality, that's all I need to know. You see, this game's like an RPG. It's way more that kind of game. So yeah, this whole time I thought it was a worse game. I thought it was a worse kind of game than the old ones, but it turns out it's just a different kind of game. So sometimes You gotta approach things with an open mind. You gotta let things grow on you. You can't just jump into something and start complaining about it like a curmudgeonly prick. That's the moral of the story. And it would probably mean a whole lot more to you if I would get out of this area and show you how good the game is instead of just talking about it and wandering around this fucking horrible area. Okay, so that is the 2 triangles. So I'm gonna hit this. And I can't see it now, but I just gotta remember that I hit the 2 triangles. Okay, now, I guess this is next. I'm assuming that I'm doing something right. I hope. Well, gosh, god damn it. There's 2 triangles, but it's 2 triangles in a different way than the fucking other one. Wait. Ah, fuck. I hate it when games make me think. I really do. I don't play games to think. Okay, so it looks like a P and it looks like 2 sideways triangles. I gotta go find those fucking things. Oh, but fucking shit. How exciting is this? You know, the game looked more exciting when I was complaining about it. And now that I'm singing its praises, I'm in like a weird, boring part of me failing miserably at a simple puzzle that a child could figure it out. So, there's 2 fucking things. Okay. How do I open this? Well, there's a... I see the red crystals, but I don't think I have anything that kills red crystals. I don't think... Probably have to get something later in the game and come back.
I don't think that'll work.
And that's the other thing about this game is, you know, it's another one of those, like, modern sensibilities. It's one of those... This is, I mean, this is the post-Dark Souls God of War in every conceivable way. So, the whole map, you can go back to the beginning, you can go back to places you were, like a fucking Jack and Daxter kind of thing. I mean, hell, I don't know why I called it post-Dark Souls. I might as well call it post-Jack and Daxter God of War. Even though the original games were also post-Jack and Daxter, but this is post-Dark Souls in the sense that the gameplay of God of War 4 for the PS4, subtitle God of War, clearly takes much inspiration from the Dark Souls games, because that's what every game takes inspiration from now, because Dark Souls and Demon Souls and fucking they changed games completely forever for like 10 years. What am I doing? You can all stop commenting now and telling me how dumb I am because I figured it out. See, I opened the dang darn old chest. Now I'm gonna, to the victor goes the spoils. What is this? It's another thing. Horn of Bloodmead. You've collected 2. Okay, 2 out of 3 to increase my rage. I don't think Kratos needs to increase his rage. I think, if anything, he needs to decrease his rage. He needs to see a therapist, you know what I mean? I hate how the little brat monkeys onto your back every time you try to climb up a cliff face. Why don't you learn how to climb on your own damn time, you little piece of shit? Why you gotta hang off me like the parasite that you are? I think I just answered my own question. You're a parasite. I gotta stop leaning into the mic. I'm gonna pop it every time I say a P. On account of the fact that I don't have a pop filter over here on this side of the room, I had to move my microphone across the room in order to do a Let's Play on the PS4. So I better be careful how close I am to the microphone. I better be careful how I use those P's. You know what I'm saying? That's the real P style, is being careful how you use those P's. When you're talking into a microphone too close, you don't have a pop filter, because you gotta lean into your couch in order to get to the microphone, but you don't have a pop filter, so you're too close. You gotta play the game on the PS4. You gotta work 4 on the PS4. Subtitle got a 4! You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You all know what I'm fucking saying. Oh, God. I can't hear what they're saying. I gotta turn up the volume. Hopefully, it won't be too loud so you don't pick it up on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? But you got fucking common wrist armor. Got some wrist armor. What does this do? Arcane bracers. Not as good as the ones I'm wearing. You see, I did some side quests and I explored a lot on my own. I spent a lot of hours going off the beaten path, exploring the wide open world that this game has to offer, and I grinded. I did some leveling and some armorizing, armor level upping, and so now I'm getting all this fucking rinky-dink junker armor, finding it just strewn about the floor, but I don't even need it because the armor that I already got is way better. Because I put in the work, I put in the time, I put in the fucking dollars, and I put in the dimes. Bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna hit that skull. I wanna hit that skull. I want your skull. Oh, God, you gotta look out for that poison. Poison smog, gotta look out for it. What the hell you doing resting up on a tree like you think you bad? You ain't bad. Get the fuck out of here. Go walk into that fucking poison smog. I want you to get hurt by it because I don't like ya. I don't like my son. More like God of Abortion. Because he should have aborted that fucking little brat before he was born. Should have killed him in the womb. Oh, it's a fucking one of these ladies. Shoot him with your arrows. Shoot it with your arrows. Shoot him with your... Shoot it. Shoot the shit out of it. Oh my god. These ladies are pretty hard because they're kind of fast, but I can still hit them. What you gotta do is you gotta have the little kid, you gotta have him shoot him with the arrow, and that kind of stuns him for a bit, and then you can run up and hit him. I'm giving you the pro strats, people. I'm giving you the pro tips. I'm giving you the Tips and Tricks magazine, 1998. That's what I'm giving you, okay? I'm giving you the the blistered thumbs. Ew, not blistered thumbs. That's not what I meant to say. Fuck, yeah, that's... What the hell is Blistered Thumbs? Blistered Thumbs was like a website for video games by Angry Joe. It was like an offshoot of that guy with the glasses and Channel Awesome. It's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Blister. Blister, the G4 show back in the day. It used to give you tips and tricks for games. Previews for action games and tips and tricks for action games. And see, now I can... See, you gotta stun him with your bow. My fucking son's standing in the poison cloud. Probably asphyxiating and choking on his own vomit right now. Good, that's what I want him to be doing. I want him to not be alive anymore. I don't even like my son. We've already been through that. Oh my god, this is not easy. I'm gonna die. It's gonna kill me. Unless I throw my axe at it. Nope, it's definitely gonna kill me. I'm just gonna, like, hide. Let my son take care of it. With my fucking preteen son. My child. Fight this demon with his weak little bow and arrow. With his one arrow. He's only got one arrow. He has to run up and, like, pull it out of her every time he wants to shoot. Kratos, the god of war, hiding from the monsters while his child stands in the toxic fucking gas and chokes while fighting a demon hag witch with one arrow. That's the life for me. That's the life for me. That's the life. That's the life. Hey, it worked. He killed him. Good job, son. You get to eat tonight. You get leftovers tonight. You proved your mettle in combat, and so you get to eat leftovers. Unlike most nights where I make you eat gravel from pounding your head into the fucking ground. I beat my son. That's the other tagline for this game. Put that on a t-shirt. God of War 4 for the PS4. Tagline God of 4. I beat my son. Sometimes I get frustrated by branching paths because I never know if I'm going the right way. And, like, you don't want to go the right way at first.
Why? She meant more to me than you anyway.
What is it? What are they
I
saying?
just meant I spent more time with her. You were off hunting a lot.
It would serve you to stop talking.
Shut the fuck up, you little brat. I'm gonna turn on subtitles because I don't got the volume up that loud and I can't really tell what they're saying. Where's the subtitles? Where's the fucking subtitles? Where are the subtitles? Options. Okay, here we go. Settings. Audio. Subtitles on. There we go. That's better. That's better. Anyways, as I was saying, you know, sometimes you don't want to go the right way at first. Does anyone else have that sick compulsion? That obsessive thing in video games of, like, you don't know where to go at first because you want to explore all the branching side things and get all the stuff before you progress in the story because you might not be able to go back or you might get, you know, sucked into something like a boss battle. So you want to get everything possible first. So you go down one path, but then, like, you start feeling like this is probably the main story path. I better explore the other places, so you backtrack, and you just can never decide where to go because you're an obsessive-compulsive gaming lunatic. You all know what I'm talking about. I'm sure everybody does that shit. I hope I'm not the only one. I hope I'm not the only freak with a bad brain. God of War 4!
This
Oh.
is locked up good.
God of Door. It's door time. I know I already made that joke. I'm gonna make it again. I'm gonna make it again and again. And again, and again, and again, and again. I'll make it until it stops being funny, and then I'll keep making it till it becomes funny again by the sheer absurdity of how many times I'm saying it. I call that the Family Guy method. I wrote the book on comedy. I know all the techniques and all the jokes and all the ways to make people laugh. I know all of it. Wait. I didn't even figure out... Can I do something with that door? You know what? I don't even care. I'm not even going to fuck around with it. If I'm missing something obvious and everybody calls me an idiot, I guess that's just the price I pay because I don't care anymore. You get to a certain point where you just don't care anymore. You want to stop thinking. You want to get to the game. What I really want to do is get back on my boat. I want to get back in my canoe, and I want to get back on the lake because I've got a badass joke that I've been wanting to make ever since last night, and I haven't been recording in time to make the joke. I bet you can guess what it is. The joke I'm going to make when I get in a boat in this game. I'm going to give you a hint. It rhymes with God of War. That's your hint. That's your hint for the joke that I'm going to be making once I get in my canoe and start rowing in my canoe. And I get to make my sick fucking joke that's going to bring the house down. Make you all laugh hysterically for hours on end and clap your hands. You'll remember the joke. Days later, it's so funny. You'll remember it and laugh all over again. That's how funny this joke is going to be. And I'm not going to spoil it. But if you're a super genius, you might be able to figure it out from the clue that I gave you. But I'm not going to spoil it. Because when I make this joke, it's going to change your fucking life. So look forward to that. Once I get back in my boat. Once I get back in my canoe. And start rowing it. On the water. In God of War. On the PS4. Next to a statue of Thor. Because the whole game is Norse. Just wait for my joke. Just wait. You might be thinking I've built it up too much. You might be thinking the joke can't possibly compare to how much I've built it up now. Au contraire. That's where you're wrong. Because this joke is so funny, I could build it up for 1,000 years and it would still be the funniest thing you've ever heard. When you hear this joke, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to change your entire perception of life and everything in it. You're going to fall to your knees and thank God that you are alive at this point in history to hear this joke that I am about to make in God of War 4 on the PS4 when I get in my canoe. Hey, look, I got some arcane shoulder wraps. I bet they're not as good as what I was wearing. They're not even as good as what well, they do my cooldown is... Oh, they look cool. They're like little sleeves, little golden sleeves. I like that. They look really cool. But, you know, I like what I'm wearing in terms of making me strong and powerful. You gotta be strong and powerful because this game is kind of hard as balls. It's pretty hard. Pretty challenging game. Combat is pretty challenging and I like it. So there you go. Hey, check it out. I blew the damn thing up. Cool. Now I gotta fucking hit this one. Alright, look what I did. How do I get over there? How do I... Oh, wait. I know what to do. Watch this. I'm gonna blow a path for myself. Kablamo! That's what you do, and that's how you get the secret chests. That's how you do it. I know I already got some secret chests, but I want to get more secret chests, and that's why they call me the God of More. Ugh, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. Charge of the White Bear, a quick propulsive dash attack with a follow-up strike. Well, let's see what that looks like in the menu here. What does that look like? It looks like a Kablamo. So it's just like a running shield charge. That's pretty cool. I don't know if it's as cool as my other things I got. I got like a blast attack and I got like a jumping thing. I guess I don't really use the jumping attack that much. Maybe I can fucking switch that out for the other. No, I guess not. Oh, no, because it's divided into heavy and light. So this is a light, so I can only use it for this one. So I'm gonna stick with my little blast here. What am I using? I'm using Hell's Touch. It's like a little, see that? Just a little blast there. It's pretty cool. They got that. That's also pretty cool. That's like the Twisted Metal 2 Axel special move right there. But I'm not Axel. I'm Kratos. I don't need a hand-me-down move from another game. What is this? Okay, gotta move this out of the way here. What's in this cup? I don't even remember. Tea is in this cup. Tea is in this cup. We've solved the mystery of what's in my cup. See, there was a couple things in my fridge. There was iced tea in my fridge, there was milk in my fridge, and there was Mountain Dew in my fridge. And normally, I'm not a Mountain Dew guy, but sometimes, occasionally, if it's there, I would never buy a Mountain Dew, but if it's there, I might dabble in some Mountain Dew. So there was those three things in my fridge, and I was sitting here staring at my cup just now. I couldn't even remember what I got from the fridge because the chances were equal that I would have gotten each of the three things. I had a 1 1/3 chance of getting each thing in the fridge. 33.3% chance of each thing in the fridge. And I know that leaves a 0.1% chance. Whenever anyone says 1/3, 33.3% chance, it always leaves that like remainder of like 0.1% chance. And it's like, well, what about the 0.1% chance? What was the 0.1? I guess in this situation, when I have three options that I'm equally as likely to take, and it's a 33.3% chance of each thing, I guess the 0.1 remainder is like there's a 0.1% chance that I'm just going to take my pants off and light myself on fire and run out into the street and just start, like, slapping people with my dick. My flaming dick. I guess that would be the 0.1% chance that I would do that. Because pretty much, now that I think about it, at all points in my life, there is always a 0.1% chance that I will be doing that. Hasn't happened yet, but the 0.1% chance is always there. But anyways, I couldn't remember just now. I couldn't even remember what drink I had put in my cup. Because I was equally likely to have taken all three things from the fridge. And sometimes you just go to the fridge late at night and you fill up your cup and you don't even think about what you're doing. Sometimes you just walk through life in a daze. I walk through most of my life in a daze because my mind is always preoccupied with the horrible, heinous circumstances of my nightmarish existence. So my mind's always elsewhere. I'm always spacing out. I'm always, thinking about my horrible life. So I don't ever really know what's happening. I walk through life in a complete fugue state, and I never even know what I'm doing. I go to the fridge, I fill my cup. I don't even know what the hell I'm filling my cup with. So a little bit later, I'm playing a game, God of War 4, on the PlayStation 4, subtitled God of 4. And I look at my cup down here and I think I want to take a sip out of that cup. But then I think to myself, you know what? If I take a sip out of that cup, I don't even know what I'm going to be tasting. I don't even know what I'm going to be tasting because I don't even recall what I had filled my cup with in the first place. I don't even remember. So I'm taking that drink out of that cup. I'm taking a little sip and it's like a gamble. No option is bad, but it's still a gamble. You know when you drink something and you're expecting one thing and you end up the cup is filled with something else, and like even if it doesn't taste bad, normally the shock of it makes it seem like it's the worst thing you've ever tasted, just because you weren't expecting to taste what was in the cup, you expected something else. You know what I'm saying? When you're so it's a gamble. I had no idea what could have been in this cup. It could have been milk. It could have been iced tea. It could have been Mountain Dew. So I took that sip. It was probably the bravest thing anyone's ever done. This courageous act of courage and valor that I took for you, in front of you all. You all saw it. You all bear witness to my feats of courage. And you all saw that I fear nothing. So I took that sip, because it's dark. I couldn't see what was in the cup. That's the other important thing. It's not a clear cup, it's not a glass. It's a mug, and it's dark. So I couldn't even see what was in it. So I was really rolling the dice with life, brother. You know what I'm saying? Brother. So I took that sip, not knowing what it could be. 1 1/3 chance it could be milk. 1 1/3 chance it could be Mountain Dew. 1 1/3 chance it could be iced tea. And wouldn't you know it, it turned out to be iced tea. There was iced tea in my cup, people. Ladies and gentlemen, the mystery is solved. The epic gamble with fate has come and gone. And what have we learned? What was the result? The result was that it was iced tea. And how do I feel about this? Am I happy? Or disappointed? Would I have preferred it to be something else? You know, I gotta say, I'm kind of lukewarm on the iced tea. Not to say the tea itself is lukewarm. The tea is cold because it's iced tea. But I personally am neither fully satisfied nor fully disappointed with the result of this gamble with destiny that I have just partaken in. I suppose, you know, milk would have been fine, and the iced tea was fine. But I think just this once. You know, it doesn't happen often. It's very rare that I get a craving for Mountain Dew, of all things. But just this once, on this one occasion, tonight, I think that my hopes were lying a little bit more in the direction of Mountain Dew. I was kind of hoping. For whatever reason, I don't know why these hankerings and these cravings come and go. You can't explain these things. But just this night, for once, I was hoping, just a little bit, just a little tiny preference. I would have preferred it to be Mountain Dew in my cup. But it was tea. For whatever reason, when I was upstairs in my fugue state, going to the fridge, I decided on iced tea. I probably wasn't even thinking about it because that's just kind of what I'm used to. I'm used to just grabbing iced tea out of the fridge. I drink a lot of iced tea. So sometimes when I go to get a drink, I don't even think about it. I just grab the iced tea. So maybe, come to think of it, now that I really think about it, maybe it wasn't a 1 1/3 chance of each option. Maybe the probability was just a little bit skewed in favor of me selecting iced tea because I wasn't thinking about it too hard. And when I'm not thinking about it too hard, I usually am just used to grabbing the iced tea. It's kind of like your reflex. So now that I think about it, I think the entire basis of this gamble was skewed from the beginning. I think I've hoodwinked myself. It was not a 1 1/3 chance, 1 in 3 chance. It was not a 33.3% chance that I would get the iced tea. It was probably more like a 45% chance that I would select the iced tea. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and try to rack my brain figuring out the exact math of it, but if it was a 45% chance that I was going to grab the tea, then it stands to reason that it was not what I had previously thought, a 33.3% chance that I would grab the other things. It would have had to be, you know, less of a chance that I would grab the other things. So, there you go. I think we've learned quite a bit here on this edition of me playing God of War 4 on the PlayStation 4, subtitled God of War. I think we've learned quite a bit. We have learned that when there are 3 equally enjoyable beverages in the fridge, and I'm walking to the fridge just to get something to drink and fill my cup and not really thinking about it, I will probably select the iced tea. Even if it's a day when I might be having a craving for one of the other things, such as the Mountain Dew, or even the milk some days. When I'm not thinking about it, the fact of the matter is, I'm just plain used to grabbing the iced tea. It's what I usually do and what I usually drink. So I've learned something about myself today. I have learned that I have a reflective bias towards iced tea, which I think usually in life works in favor of me. But just this once, every now and then, it may just work to my detriment, because sometimes I might have preferred to have the Mountain Dew or even the milk. And that's why you have to analyze your life. That's why the great Greek philosophers once said, since this is God of War, and it is a Greek series, even though it's now a Norse series, it was a Greek series. Kratos is still Greek himself, so it all ties in together, baby. Everything ties in together. Everything's connected in life. You got to learn that, first and foremost. Everything in life is like threads of a grand tapestry. You can see the threads, but if you stand back and really examine your life, you can see the tapestry. Like they said in the movie The Prince of Egypt, a single thread in a tapestry, though its color brightly shines, can never see its purpose in the pattern of the grand design. You have to learn to look at your life through heaven's eyes, and that's what I mean when I say you got to examine things about yourself and your preferences, and that's where you learn things about your life. And like I was saying, it goes back to the Greeks. The Greek philosophers said that the unexamined life is not worth living. I forget who said that, if it was Socrates or Plato or Aristotle. I'm gonna guess that it was Plato. And holy crap, do you realize what just happened? I just recalled a famous saying from a Greek philosopher, who I can't quite recall which one said it, and then three names came to my mind: Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates. And I couldn't remember which one said it. And do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see how everything's fucking connected? Because once again, we come to a situation where I have a 33.3% chance of one of these names being the correct one. I have a 1 in 3rd chance of being correct when I say that I'm going to go with my gut and say that it was Plato who said that. So just like with the tea and the milk and the Mountain Dew, I have once again, in playing this game from a Greek series and thinking about Greek philosophers, because of this previous conundrum that I had, this previous conundrum has led me to this new conundrum. I have once again found myself in a 1 in 3rd chance situation that must be examined, because the unexamined life is not worth living. You see how everything is connected? Every single thread in the tapestry of life, the universe, and everything. It's all connected, and it's all a matter of standing back and seeing the full picture, seeing the full tapestry, seeing the grand design, looking at your life through heaven's eyes. It's all about examining your life, because, man, let me tell you, the unexamined life is not worth living. And I'm sitting here fighting this gosh dang cave troll or ogre or goblin. What exactly is that exactly? Is that a troll or an ogre or a goblin? Because you often get them mixed up, you know. A lot of these words and monikers for these ancient monsters tend to get kind of rearranged and shifted depending on who's talking. They kind of sort of get treated interchangeably. I don't know if there's a set in stone science to which is which, if there's some kind of cryptozoological community that says, no, this is a troll and this creature has the traits of a goblin, and you can't go confusing an ogre for a troll or a goblin. I don't know if such a community exists or if such rules and guidelines exist, but once again, we have a 1 in 3rd chance. Is this a troll or a goblin or an ogre? I don't even know. You know what? I'm gonna say that it's a troll. And I don't actually think this is a 1 in 3rd chance this time. I'm actually pretty confident that this is a troll, because trolls are commonly considered more Norse, or, you know, Nordic. Is Nordic the term? Or is it Norse? But you know what I'm saying? I think that most Norse mythology, I think that trolls are more common or perhaps come from originally Norse mythology as opposed to ogres or goblins. I don't know where they come from, but I'm pretty sure that trolls are a Norse thing, so I think it's not actually a 1 1/3 chance this time. I think that the odds are skewed a little bit in favor of this being a troll. But anyways, back to my original conundrum. Well, not my original conundrum. Back to my second conundrum about Plato and Aristotle and Socrates. I'm going to pause the game and I'm going to look that up right now. Holy shit, what is going on with my fucking brain tonight? It was Plato! How about that? I just now went to my computer and I looked it up. I looked up the origin of that philosophical notion, the unexamined life is not worth living, and it was who I thought it was. It was Plato. So we've learned some things. First of all, we've learned emphatically, demonstrably, that it was Plato who said that. And second, we have learned that sometimes things have a 1 1/3 chance, but that's not important. The third thing we've learned, the most important thing we've learned. So from the 1 1/3 thing that I got onto, this whole tangent, we've learned 3 things. What a coinkydink that is. But the third thing we've learned, and this is the most important thing we've learned that I am a fucking genius. Because I know Plato. I knew what Plato said. I knew that Plato said that. So there you go. So you can't always be sure of everything in your life. You can't always be sure if it's iced tea or Mountain Dew or milk. You can't always be sure if it's a troll or a goblin or an ogre. But one thing that you can always rest assured is a safe bet is that Endless Jess is a fucking genius. That's not a 1 1/3 chance. That's not a 33.3% chance. That's a 100% chance, guaranteed fact of life. It's a 110% chance, okay? It's even more than that's the highest guarantee possible. It's 10% more than the highest guarantee possible that I'm a genius. You know, the episode of Teen Titans, Cyborg was sad because he's a cyborg. He's not a human being anymore. He lost all of his human parts, so he feels like he can't go more than 100% anymore. When he was a human, he would always say that he gave 110%, but now that he's a machine, he's got a little meter on his arm. He can only go 100%, and he fights the guy. The guy is stronger than him. He gives it his all. He gives it 100%, and he can't beat him, and he has a crisis because he's a machine now. He's a man trapped in a machine. His life is hell. But he pushes through, and the human part of him wins out because in the final battle, he breaks the meter on his arm, and he beats the guy by giving 110%. So he's proven to us, and he's proven to himself that he's still more man than machine, and that is a beautiful thing. Teen Titans was a beautiful show. And that's why the unexamined life is not worth living, my friends, because when you really examine life, when you really take the time to analyze and examine life, you learn things about the world and you learn things about yourself. And you remember things that you don't want to forget. You remember things that make you feel good inside, like the time Cyborg gave 110%. That's why you got to examine life. You got to examine everything around you. You got to examine yourself. You got to examine everything in your life. You got to examine life, the universe, and everything at all times. 42, baby, that's the answer. What's the question? I don't know. It don't matter. The unexamined life is not worth living. Plato said that. I knew that Plato said that because I'm a genius. I still don't know if this is a troll or an ogre or a goblin, but I'm going to go ahead and say emphatically I believe it to be a troll, because it's Norse and trolls are Norse in origin. And I'm not going to look that up. You can look that up for yourself. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that because, after all, I am provably now, certifiably, a genius. And just like Plato said, the unexamined life is not worth living, my good friend Aiden Roland Thompson from the Examined Life of Gaming said the same thing, because that's the name of his channel. Shout out to the Examined Life of Gaming. And that's what it's all about, because I examined my life tonight because of gaming. Gaming made me examine my life. So don't let no one tell you that gaming, that video games aren't good, or they're not art, or they don't make you think, and they're not good. Because video games make you examine your life, and that can only enrich your life. Video games enrich your life, and they make you smarter. And I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt and sell it at Walmart. Real gamer. It's gonna say some corny like Reddit thing on a t-shirt at Walmart, and I'm gonna sell it to the kids and to the dads of the world and to the like aunts and grandmas who buy it for their fucking 20-something grandchildren, and they say thank you, but they never wear it because it's corny. And then some shirt that says like, oh, they said that gaming wasn't cool and the gamers aren't cool, but we are the gamers of the world, and we know things because the examined life is not worth living. The unexamined life is not worth living. The examined life is worth living. And the unexamined life of gaming is also not worth living. You got to examine your life to enrich your life, and you got to examine your games to enrich your games. I'm having fun right now. I bet you're all having fun right now. You better be having fun right now. If you're not having fun listening to me talk about this heavy philosophical shit, then that means you're dense. And you don't want to be dense. You want to appreciate the finer things in life. You want to appreciate philosophy. This here's a impromptu philosophy lesson, courtesy of me. You're welcome. So examine your life and examine your games and examine your life while you're playing your games. It'll make everything good and better. It'll enrich your life. God, I can't wait to get in that canoe and make that joke. It's gonna be fucking sweet. It's gonna be hilarious. Anyways, let's fight this fucking troll. Ah, I got Spartan Rage. I'm gonna fucking punch ya. Take this, you big scary ogre troll. Ogre goblin, goblin troll. Troll goblin ogre man. Grab ya, hit ya, beat ya up. What the hell's happening? Oh my god. Oh, I'm steering him like a car. Oh. I'm steering him like a car. I guess that makes him an Autroll mobile. Holy shit! Did you hear what I just did? I just murdered the planet with a pun of apocalyptic proportions. Aw, Trollmobile. I pulled that shit out of thin air. God, I am cool. I like myself. I love myself. And that's why it's good to examine your life and examine the world and examine your games and examine your life while you're examining your games, because the unexamined life is not worth living, but the examined life is very worth living, because when you really take the time to examine your life and enrich your life, you realize that you're cool. That's how you fucking like yourself. That's how you love yourself. By examining yourself and reaffirming what a cool guy you really are. And that's how video games have enriched my life, and that's what I'm gonna put on a t-shirt to sell at Walmart. Then I'm gonna get in a canoe and I'm gonna tell a great joke, and everyone's gonna love me. God of War 4, PS4. Oh my god, it was an ogre! It was an ogre! It wasn't a troll, it was an ogre! Ah! It was a fucking ogre! Well, okay, I was wrong about the troll ogre goblin thing. I guess it was an ogre. I guess they wanted to call it an ogre. Okay. Holy shit, what a fun adventure we have had tonight. What a fun, what fun times you have when you examine life. And I guess that's your lesson for today. I'll tell the canoe joke in the next episode. Oh, and how about that? I just ran out of time for the clip just stopped. So there you go. Perfect timing. That's another one of those miracles of the universe. That's why I gotta examine life. Okay, I'm out of here. Fuck.